Hi, welcome back to my rug hook and talk show. Okay, my name is Annette. I've been a rug hooker for over 20 years, and I started doing a little rug hooking talk show just to share with other solo hookers out there. I'm a self-taught rug hooker, as many are, because at the time I didn't even know about rug hooking, and so I started to venture into it on my own and investigate what it was all about. And my story is on one of my earlier ones, so I won't bore you again with that. But so that's what this is about, so that there are other solo rug hookers out there who maybe never been a part of a group or really don't want to be a part of a group but want to have a little connection to what's going on at the rug hooking world. This is where you'd come. So I usually have a nice cup of tea or coffee, and so today is chamomile, whatever you'd like to call it. It's yummy, almost has like a little appley type flavor. Very light, very calming, very good when you're going to start rug hooking, because rug hooking should be a calming sort of pursuit. If it's in any way stressing you out, then you need to stop and you need to see what is wrong. Is it the wrong backing for the size strips you're using? Because all these little things matter. So say right now this is monk's cloth. I'm working on monk's cloth. I do not like monk's cloth, but this pattern was on here. I had started it a few years ago and stopped it because I was getting some neck pain, and it went in the archives of my rug hooking stuff, and I dug it out and found it, and I really want to finish it because I always wanted a welcome mat for my home. So I've been working on it. It's the design part is done. I'm now on the background. And as I hook with certain textures and thickness of the strips, certain thickness can pose a problem on monk's cloth. Others might not find it a problem. I don't like to struggle with my hook. I don't want to have to feel I'm gotta, really put a lot of strength into pulling a loop up. And sometimes that's happened with monk's cloth. So I think it lends itself well to maybe a slightly thinner strip, but it does fine with what I'm using. I'm doing probably 1/4 of an inch, and it's fine. I'm having not a problem, but I just don't like monk's cloth, and so this will be the last rug I make on it. The rest is all linen. And I had some rug warp that I worked on, and I guess that's really good for those narrow strips because it really holds them in place well. And so there's a linen or a backing or a size weave for every cut, and so that's what I'm saying. Get the right backing, get the right cut, get the right hook, and then it all falls into place where it's something you really look forward to doing. So that being said, I've had some struggles with different, things, only because I didn't know any better and I didn't take a class, and that's okay. You'll learn on your own, and that's what it's all about. So go ahead and grab a cup of something yummy and warm or cold or wherever you are. The spring is here. The snow is melting. We've been shoveling out our patio. It's still not visible, but the other patio is. So that's good. We have one patio that we could sit on, and the other one is still under of about 2 feet of snow. So hopefully every day it melts away and we shovel a little bit more. So on my welcome rug, I had a totally different color scheme planned for this. These flowers were all red, which I just don't know why I was doing red. I must have been in my red mode. Anyway, so I pulled those all out, and I had a beige background, and I thought the beige looked really nice with the red, but I was changing it all up. I really didn't want red flowers in the house. I wanted something a little softer in color, something with more like a rust or an orange. Yeah, so my home is what I like to call, it lends itself to the fall winter. I have friends who have what I call a summer home, and it's more like light colors and very light furnishings, and it's very airy, and mine has more of a warm feel to it with darker colors. So it's a little different. And so I needed something that kind of, I didn't want something too dark. I mean, everything dark, dark, dark kind of, you know, weighs you down. So I wanted these light, pretty flowers. So the red had to go. It was very heavy, I felt. And the beige, just, I don't know, the beige didn't go. So anyway, I have dark brown and like tones of gold and maybe a little burnt orange and hunter green, not hunter green, like an olive green. So it's warm tones, and the red, even though it's warm, it just didn't cut it. So anyway, I changed it all up into these colors and something a little different for my home. I didn't want to make it all match perfectly, so I added some different colors in here, which would have been like this, I don't know, it's like a grayed aqua teal, kind of like antique looking. It looks like it's faded, and that's what I was shooting for. Something that looks old. My house is an old cape, a really old cape. So I thought this would be good. So I changed it up. So the background is actually tones of these brown colors. And these are, if you can see, I'm going to try to get a really good close-up. There's all different colors. Furnace kicked on, sorry. We'll speak louder. So there's like a tweed in here. There's a plaid. There's all different colors. And so that's what the background's going to be. I want it to not be just one flat brown color. I thought mixing up all these colors, and this is what I have, so I'm going to use something on hand. So some of these colors I dyed. This was a light brown tweed, and I dyed it with my Cushing's dyes that came in, and so I dyed some of these dark colors. I'm going to show you what I did. I had tried to dye a few things to tone them down just to see. This was a skirt I showed you, got from the Goodwill for $3 or $2, very big skirt. So it gave me a lot of fabric. I don't know how much of this I would need, but I went ahead and threw this in the pot with the brown because I had a lot of brown floating around there. And so I came out with this muted color, which I'm sure I could use for leaves or something. So I thought that would be fun because you could still see a little of the green poking through. So that's with the Cushion Spice Brown and khaki. So there you go. That came out like that. And these were all in the same pot. So it just goes to show you how different fabrics or tweeds just pull up colors a little differently because of the color that they're starting with. So we started with this and we ended up with that. So if you could see, I got this nice pretty brown color, and I think that would be nice also for another background. And I still have more left, so if I wanted to dye in another color, another tone of brown, it could mix in with this. So there you go. I just wanted to share that with you. And let's see what else. I've been organizing and getting rid of wool that I don't use and things like that. Things that really I would probably never hook with. We tend to collect everything, and I know some people really want to hold on to everything, but I just don't have the room to do that. And it just clutters up my space, and it clutters up the available space for me to put something I probably will use. And it also takes away from your ability to find things. When you have a lot of stuff that you know you're not going to probably use, well, for me, I mean, if you're comfortable with holding on to it, I'm just saying it makes it easier for me to find stuff that I know I will be using. And so I've been doing a little bit of that. And what else? What else? I know many of you have heard of Gene Shepherd. And so he's a male rug hooker. And he's got a great website and does lots of tutorials. And he's got some on YouTube. So I went ahead and visited his website. And he offers kind of like a membership for the year. So if you, well, for 12 months. So whatever calendar month it is, May to May or May to, April. It's a 12-month membership for $36, and you have access to all his tutorial videos. Things that are not on YouTube, obviously. And I've never done it. I still haven't done it. So if anybody out there has joined and is a member and has done that, please let us know what it's like, or drop me a line on rughookingdaily.ning. I'm a member there. And we're in the YouTube group, so look under groups for the YouTube group. You'll see the same kind of little icon of the triangle horse rug, so you'll know that's us. And share. And if you're new to that group and you're new to just hearing about this, go ahead and join up. It's fun. We chat about some of the things that we see on the show. We chat about things that are questions to us. You know, people find new things. I try to give little goodwill alerts out that they're having a sale, or a website that's having a great offer, or somebody who's selling a great price for wool or remnants, that sort of thing. So go ahead and join up. For those of you who might just be tuning in, I also have a blog. That's also, the link is on my homepage, my blog page for rughookingdaily.ning under Annette S. And you can do that. It's filled with just a lot of the stuff that I show here, which is brief, but I list it there so you kind of have like a reference point to go back and get that info, if in fact you need it. Good tea. Good chamomile tea. Okay, so that's it. There's not much going on. Like I said, been doing a lot of spring cleaning. Even in my home, it feels good to get rid of old things and old magazines and just clear it out, because how much can we have? You know, it just makes it more difficult to get to the things that we really do use and enjoy. You know, do I need, 20 mugs? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. So a lot of this stuff is going off to the Goodwill or to a local thrift store, or if you have a place that sells, used stuff to raise charity for a good organization, that's a great way to get rid of your stuff too. And clear out the house. It feels so good to just even get rid of a small amount of stuff. It feels really good. So there. That's basically it. And I hope you are all enjoying your rug hooking and getting things finished. I'm on the part of my rug right now. Is the background. And for those of you who don't know, I'm working on an Anderson rug hooking frame, which is, it swivels and it's very light, so I could even take it to another part of my house to hook. But, yeah, so that's it. And I'm just doing the outline. I like to outline my rug all around with one row of my wool strip. I was almost going to go for the yarn background. I was this close because I just didn't know if I had enough background material, and I really wanted it all in wool fabric strips. But then I got tempted, because I'll tell you, that yarn that I use, whether it's Seal Harbor or Halcyon, my God, it wears like iron. Like I said, I have a rug that's up there, and gosh, my dog has, had accidents on it and everything, and that rug looks like the day I hooked it. It's amazing. So I just want to share that hooking with yarn, if anybody thinks that it's not durable, oh my gosh, it is so durable. It is walked on every day, and there is virtually no wear to it. So just something I'm throwing out there. But I decided to go with the wool fabric strips on this, and that's it. Just wanted to have one rug that was totally full of wool fabric, and so this will be it. And yeah, so it's coming along, and I'm happy with it. And like I said, it's all trial and error. You'll do it, and you'll always look back and say, oh, I should have changed this, or I should have changed it. But you know what? In the end, I'm enjoying it, and that's what it's all about. If your rug hooking isn't bringing you pleasure but bringing you stress, then you have a problem. So you want to check out and make sure, just relax and go with it. It's just a rug. Okay, so it's going to be walked on, or if not, then, yes, you might want to put a little bit more effort. If it's not pleasing to your eye, change it up. Absolutely. Change it up. I changed this, and yeah, and it had a dark brown welcome on it, as you could see on the blog. And if you can, I'll hold it up. It has a dark brown welcome. See? And so I put the rust color wool around it. just to open it up because I was still working with probably a medium to dark brown background, as you can see. And what I do is I usually, when my background is always in like a little box, so I randomly pull out what's there. I don't look at it. I try not to study it. Obviously, if I'm putting too many of one color next to each other, then I'll change it up. But most of the time, I don't worry about that either. If there's two strips next to each other that are the same, that's fine. I don't try to make it random. It's just whatever comes out, comes out. And I like that. It's always an interesting, it almost kind of takes a life on of its own and makes its own little background without me kind of thinking it to death, you know. And I think sometimes I could do that, and, you know, share with me if that's something you do, but you can like sometimes just overthink the whole thing till it does cause you stress. And that's, I'm trying not to go there, you know, just add in a different piece of wool or a different color. It's okay, it'll work out and it'll still be beautiful, because that's the whole charm of the rugs from years ago, was that they didn't have every color available. And you know what, to see these kind of funky looking flowers or houses, I mean, that was the appeal. It just was awesome that they were able to make something out of very little limited resources. And yes, we have all the resources, and we can pick and choose, and we can make our rug as beautiful as we want. But my point is, my overall general point is, just don't stress about it, you know, or just wait it out until you can find the color that you're looking for, or go ahead and dye it. Dye a color. That's part of the charm of it too, is, you know, having a few pieces of light colored wool is awesome, because you can always dye them up another color if you were stuck. So it's also good to have a few dyes handy. And you know, I go on YouTube and I also look at the dyeing tutorials, and everybody's dyeing with something else. I mean, there are even people up there using food coloring and you know, all kinds of Kool-Aid, you know. So that's up to you. If you tried it and you like it, go for it. I don't know the total fading factor on those. I mean, I want a little fading on my rug. I don't know if I want that much. So, yeah, that being said, if you know, if you have a rug that you know was used with Kool-Aid or food coloring, and it's, you know, for the last 10 years has not faded, please share, because I love all kinds of resources. And yeah, and you can get a really nice, not everybody has these things, but marigold leaves in the summer. Gather up a few of those. They give you a nice kind of yellow color. The herb golden seal, if you have it in tincture form or capsule form, that gives a really nice golden color, and will over dye onto other things quite nicely and give you the natural dyeing. You won't have any chemicals to breathe in. So that's always something. But there's, you know what, it's fun to just see what's working and what's not working. And so I like to ask what other people are doing, and it's always interesting what people are doing. It's awesome. So, okay, I'm at the edge of both sides of my frame here. So I'm just going to go ahead and open this up and take it out. Okay, so for those of you who are new to the Anderson frame, it's very easy to work with, and you get the knack of it rather quickly. There's some little pins at the bottom and pins at the side, and you just pop those on. They go right through your backing very easily. And then there's pins at the top, and those you tighten. Those are the last ones that get tightened and pulled really, really taut. So this can hold your backing very tight. So be prepared for, like, if you do get an Anderson frame, that it's amazingly tight and wonderful to work on, and I love it. And so I'm just so grateful to Mr. Anderson for making it. And he's on the internet. You can look him up, and Anderson Rug Hooking Frames. And so that's what I'm at right now, working on this background. And you know, as much as I love my linen, and I dislike almost just about anything else. Monk's cloth, I mean, if I had to hook on anything else, obviously you don't want to use the burlap if you want to hook a rug to keep for a long period of time, and then you would I would probably have to go to monk's cloth. I mean, it's not horrible to hook on, but it's just not my thing. It has a double like thread, so each cross thread is 2 of them. So sometimes they get caught on the hook, pulling it up and that sort of thing. And I really enjoy using my Hartman hook on my primitive rugs on that linen that I use, the soft linen. So I really would miss that opportunity, but I'm lucky we have what we have. We have some very good stuff here in the States. So we are very lucky, because I hear not everybody gets the linen and where they are, and not everybody can get certain products depending on where you are. But I just wanted to do a little shout out hello to someone in Australia. I guess I have some viewers in Australia, and they show up on my YouTube of where they're from, Geographic Analytics. And so I just want to say hello and to Finland and Denmark, and there are so many. Next time I'm going to write some names, some countries down, but I see lots of different. I see Russia, I see the Ukraine, I see all different countries watching, and so welcome, and if you could understand what I'm saying, I'm glad you're with us. And thanks for watching and joining in. So you are not alone. You have other rug hookers that are out there, and we're all enjoying having a little camaraderie with one another. And so keep watching, and hopefully I can keep bringing you some new things. And drop a line, drop a comment, give me a like, subscribe so you don't miss a video when it comes out. And basically, this is it for today. I don't have anything exciting, but I did want to come and just do a little rug hooking with you. And as long as you can try to get in, 10, 15 minutes. Lots of times it could turn into 20 or 30. But you know what? That rug will get done with 10 minutes a day. So, go for it. I did a leaf the other day, and it took me about 10 or 15 minutes. And I was like, hey, I just got a leaf done, so good. I didn't have a big block of time to rug hook, but like I said, even if you just come to your little rug and just sit for 10 minutes and just say, hey, listen, I've got 10 minutes while the water's boiling for pasta, or I'm making rice, or, whatever you're waiting for. Go for it and give yourself that 10 minutes. And, the only hard thing about hooking for 10 minutes is that it usually turns into something more, and it's so hard to tear away from my little frame here. And so there. Thank you so much for joining me. I want to bid you a good day and happy hooking. See you soon.